Welcome to the very first episode of Lips and Lace Podcast, where beauty meets bold conversation. I'm your host, Jay Misha, better known as the Beauty Mogul Goddess, and this is Lips and Lace Podcast. All right, y'all. Grab your edge control and get ready to laugh until your lashes fall off. Because my next guest is not your average granny. She's everybody's favorite mama, auntie, and she's a woman of God who keeps it realer than a hot comb on the stove on Easter Sunday. You may have seen her hyping up a crowd like a pro or strutting her stuff on the runway. From headlining at Oakland's First Fridays to getting up on the stage at Tommy T's, this Black Panther, not Cougar, Black Panther,
Period.
shuts the stages down, okay? She's an actress, a comedian, a professional hype dancer. She's a supermodel, and she's straight up out the town. Real town business, you did. Everybody, please give it up for the beautiful, the hilarious, the stylish MeMaw Jankins.
Hey, I'm in this thing. You got it. I'm talking about. Just
MeMaw.
so you know.
Okay. MeMaw, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm here with you, and yeah.
Okay, we in the building and we what?
Feeling ourselves.
Period. Okay.
Down business. You know?
So MeMaw, please tell us, how did you come up with the character MeMaw Jankins? What just brought that to life for you?
So, I just go all the way down. I've always been called an old soul. Period. You know, ever since I was a little girl, all my friends was older than me, and my mom used to be upset, like, you can't hang with older girls. You got to do. I'm like, they can't teach me nothing, mama. I'm trying to know, so I'm trying to learn something. So I've always had a fascination with older women, right? So when I went to Fremont High School, shout out Fremont High School Tigers. Period. And I used to do they have homecomings and stuff like that. Always play like an older lady, some type of that. But I was in a play called Damage with one of my friends, Branche Taylor, and he did a play called Damage. And in that play, he used to have a scene with some older women.
Okay.
And so we did some scenes. But during the pandemic, you know, I was going through a lot. I had lost a lot of family members, and I was going into like a depression, like, you know, being stuck in the house because I like to be out, being stuck in the house. And one day I spotted that wig that I did when I was in a play with him, right? And so I was getting tired of people keep saying, wash their hands, keep washing your hands, washing your hands. So my great grandma, Dora Holmes, God rest her soul, ever since we were young, she always said, wipe off all the products. When you bring home, you know, like the 2-liter soda, like everything she brought from the store, she would wash it down. She like, because we don't know, be rats, roaches, everything all in the warehouse.
And
she gotta wash it down. So she always said that. So I thought about her and I said, I'm going to grab this wig and I'm going to shoot this video real quick on Instagram, because Instagram and TikTok was big at that time, right? And I was just saying, well, everybody else doing it, you know, let me try to do something, you know, because if I'm feeling like this, I'm depressed, I'm sad, maybe I can do something to make somebody laugh, right? So I put that on. I did my first video. Girl, you see that wig? I look at that. Jesus, if you see that wig in that video. But I just did it, and I put on some glasses, and I did that thinking I had maybe about 10, 15 people maybe watching.
Okay.
And so then people start calling me like, what MeMaw think about this? And I'm like, oh, snap, what happened? No, at first, I didn't even have, I'm going to rewind, let's rewind the tape.
Back it up.
I didn't even have a name at that point.
Okay.
I was just dressing up like an old woman. The name MeMaw came because one of my friends had called me to do her event. Stephanie Nelson, she has a dance studio in Brentwood.
Okay, shout out Miss Stephanie.
Shout out Steph's Dance Studio, Brentwood. So she was doing a block party. And so she was like, hey, you should bring your character out to the block party because, you know, I love to dance. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dance. You know, that's how I gained weight because I stopped dancing. But now, you know what I'm saying? Holy girl summer loading. Early girl summer. I just dropped some pounds because I just started back dancing.
Right.
But she was like, come out. And she was like, okay. She was like, and what do I put as your name? And I'm like, I don't know.
Mm.
I was like, okay, I'm doing the old lady. So, what do they call everybody got granny? I was like, MeMaw.
MeMaw.
Let's do MeMaw because they do it.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of MeMaws at the shows that be fly and they be like,
Right.
So I said MeMaw. So she said MeMaw. Girl, and I took a picture. I went down to the Dollar Tree. I made my green screen from the Dollar Tree.
Okay.
You know the little
You gotta work, make it till you make
tablecloth.
it. Yes,
Put the little
ma'am.
tablecloth off. Did my little picture pose, and she put it on her flyer.
Nice.
And that's how MeMaw was born.
Okay, well,
Yes.
shout out to Miss Stephanie because
Yes.
without her putting you onto that event,
Yes.
making you think about that, we wouldn't have MeMaw
Right.
Jankins. So shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
So let's tell me about this too. Was comedy always like a part of your life, or how did you fall into the comedy realm? Was you just, a goofy girl growing up, or just tell us about what inspired you to even get into comedy?
Class clown, definitely.
Okay.
Goofy. I went to Webster, class clown. Calvin Simmons, class clown.
So you been clowning.
And so I've been. And then when Martin and Jamie Foxx came out,
okay,
people be like, can you do Wanda for me? Do Shanae for me? I'll be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay. So that's how I became popular at school, by imitating Martin, doing Wanda, just being silly.
So you always,
I stayed in trouble. So I did my work, but I always got in trouble for talking too much and acting silly. But as far as that always, I did it like the comedic relief in the plays that I did.
Okay.
Now, as far as stand up, no, I love to watch stand up.
I love stand up.
I love
one of my favorite genres.
Def Comedy Jam, Comic View. I used to sit there and just watch it over and over because I loved comedy like crazy. Like Martin is one of my people that I love him. I got in trouble in school because you know how they say to do a paper on a Black person who inspired you. Right. Everybody get the Martin Luther King, the Rosa Parks. Yeah. I was like, I'm doing Martin Lawrence. My teacher was like, Martin Lawrence. Not Martin She was Lawrence. Like, you better do one heck of a paper. And did. Okay. Give me my A because I told you all about Martin, where he started from, how he started, everything. And she was like, oh, you did good. That's how much I love Martin Lawrence. So he's really one of your definitely one of my inspirations. And then when he had his show and did all the characters, that's where, I get it from. I inspired you. So I got a couple of characters in my head that's going to eventually come out. MeMaw is just the first one. Oh, we cannot wait to see those. So I have something that's coming. But definitely, and I just thought about this because before I've been doing, like when I talk to people and I tell them how I started, but I think back when I worked at Providian, I was about 19 years old. I had a manager. His name was Brad. I forgot his last name, but he used to be like, hey, do you think that you can do some stand-up? He said, because I can see you as a stand-up clean comedian. Okay. Now, he said that. I was 19. And I just thought about that recently. Like, okay, I know I've been saying how I got started, but I thought he said that a long time ago. So they already like at the age of 19. That's many moons ago. Yeah, many moons ago. And so what happened is I was at Tommy T's. It was during the pandemic. Okay. And I seen comedian Jerry Law Too Raw. That's my mentor. Shout out Jerry Law Too Raw. Shout him out. I'm gonna shout him out every time, right? So it was one of the Wayans brothers. I want to say it was Keenan Wayans. It was Keenan or Damon. I can't remember. But it was on my birthday. So it was like you had to buy a 4-pack. Mm-hmm. And so my mom wanted to come. So I remember I had reached out to him because I had met him before at a show that he did. And I was like, can you help me? And it was like, cool. I mean, that was an amazing night. And I'm saying this because I'm going to tell you how good God is. And so that night, he was like, what you want me to come out to? I'm going to give you a shout out. I was like, cool. And he did Too Short, blood whistle. I get the part blood whistle, and I'm dancing. And so, I kept in contact with him at that time. And so it was funny because that night, my friend was like, get up and stand up on this stage. And I had the picture to prove it. She's like, stand on this stage because one day you going to be up here on this stage. I said, girl, bye. She's like, I'm not playing with you. Get on this stage, take a picture because one day you're going to be at Tommy T's doing a show. Real. Shout out to my girl, Leslie, Little John, B-Love, a.k.a Energetic Hands. Shout out. And she took that picture. I was like, girl, I ain't doing no comedy. So then I had a friend and she asked me if I can host. Well, she asked if I can host her event. I'm like, who you want, Tareka or do you want MeMaw? She was like, my team want MeMaw.
Okay.
So I'm like, dang, okay. So I did MeMaw. And so then she did a video shoot. And well, let me think of his name. His name just he's from Stockton. Um, and he was there, and I was just sitting there because I really, when I get into character, I get into character.
Right.
From the time I'm out the car to the wig come off, it's gonna be that. And so I was sitting there and I was getting into character for her video and stuff. And so I was sitting there, I was dressed as MeMaw during the pandemic, and I started talking because she wanted me to be the comic relief for her video. Shout out to Diamond. And dude was like, Mac-a-lot. Mac-a-lot was like,
Okay.
hey, you funny. He was like, you was sitting here the whole time and then you just come out the door, out the gate like this. He was like, ain't too many people I know funny. He said, it's only like 2 people that can make me laugh. He said,
Oh
my brother and
wow.
somebody else. He was like, but you are hilarious. He's like, have you ever did stand up? I was like, no. I said, but no, I don't think I can do that. Me standing in front of somebody looking, they looking at me because I'm going to be mad if they ain't laughing. Right?
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. So then that was that one. Then I have my cousin Jason Dixon. They were getting ready to do something at Tommy T's, but it ended up not happening. But he was like, "Cousin, you do comedy?" And I was like, "No." I said, "But you like the second person that said that."
Right.
So, and then Jerry had I had posted some videos as MeMaw, like the videos of posting, and so he was like, "Hey, I think you're ready. You want to come do it?" I was like, "No, I'll come support your show and go there,"
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. So I went to his show in San Leandro, and so then after the show, he was like, "You think you can do this?" He said, "Because I believe in you." He was like, if you want to do it, I'll put you on the flyer for next month.
Okay.
He was like, I'll pay you $100 for 7 minutes. I said,
Okay.
7 minutes,
Woo!
$100. Put me on, bro. Put me
Yes.
on. And so
Okay.
then I did it there. And girl, that was the longest 7 minutes of my
Okay.
life,
You never
baby.
know how that
It
time
didn't.
feels till
I
you
was
get
like
up
that.
there.
But at that time, they played some music. When I came up, you know how they do it, and I was just dancing, and I started and the
Right.
audience like, hey, hey, they got me. And after that,
It was on.
it was on.
It
So
was
that's why I
on.
always come out to keep the sneak, super duper hyphy.
Right.
And so I did that, and he called me. He was like, "How you feel?" I was like, "That felt good." He said the people loved you, and I'm like, "Really?" He was like, "Would you like to every fourth Saturday I have the room, and I can develop you as a
Oh,
comedian if you
nice.
want me to?" And I was like, talking myself out. You have to get out your head because I'm a
Definitely.
self-taught myself. No, I don't. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Okay.
And we 5 years into the game right now. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
5 years
Boom.
in. No, and I
Yes.
seen your stand up. When I say hilarious,
Thank you.
hilarious. Me and my
Thank you.
husband were in there in stitches, and I'm like,
Thank you.
that's my girl. You coming with the
Thank
jokes, you working the crowd. It was just a really beautiful sight to see. So
Thank you.
I'm glad that you took the advice and you stepped out on faith, because a lot of the time people can see stuff in us that we don't see in
Right.
ourselves.
Right.
And like you said, you got to get out your own head sometimes. You got to get out your own way and just get out there and do it, because you never know. And look what it's doing for you now.
Never know, never know. And it's just an amazing thing when, I get DMs from people telling me, they were contemplating suicide. They looked at the
Mm,
video, I kept them laughing, or they was depressed. And sometimes because sometimes it get a little
right.
rough backstage at them comedy shows.
Wow.
Everybody not nice. You got to
Mm,
have a tough skin to be in that world straight up.
okay.
You got to be town business. You know what I'm saying? I'd be
Real
like, don't
stump
make me
down.
throw the
Right.
wig can come
Cause
off.
it comes off.
Squabble up. No,
Okay.
I ain't gonna do that.
Okay,
I ain't gonna do that. I'm like, Lord help me. That's just in case. I keep some hitters in the crowd and you ain't gonna know who that, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But it gets tough out there. Sometimes I just be like, I don't even, I'd have had times when I was like, you know what? They're gonna cause me to sin. So maybe I should just walk away. But then I get that DM or that message and I'm like, okay, I gotta keep rolling. Cause I can't. We gotta keep moving. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Put on your big girl drawers and let's go.
Right.
So that's where I'm at.
And you
Yeah.
really ended up answering my next question. So I just want to ask, like, what does that mean to you, like, to have that clean comedy, to be able to go out there, keep your faith first, keep that about you, but still go out there and make people of all demographics laugh? What even brought that on?
For one, I never when I was younger I used to cuss a lot, but
Okay.
I remember somebody saying, like, when you cuss too much, that means your vocabulary,
Limited.
Limited
Yeah,
vocabulary.
I
And I'm
agree.
like, who you calling limited vocabulary? No,
I agree.
that's that. So I challenge myself, but I work with kids. So just in case they got a hold of it,
Your social
because
medias
I'm
and
telling
things
them,
like that.
don't be cussing, don't use that language, and they get something hold of Mr. Rican, and it's like, so not only, as a woman of God, but also, working with kids
Right.
and, to know that my comedy, I can do the comedy, I can do it at a church.
Any
I can do
venue.
it any venue.
Yeah.
I can do it at Tommy T's. I can do it at Apartment C, no matter what. And
Okay.
it's still going to be, right? So
Right.
people come up to me and be like, girl, you did that and you didn't say one cuss
Not
word.
one.
Not one cuss word. And like Sinbad used to do that
Mhm.
back in the day, and you admire that. And I'm not knocking nobody who,
Of course not.
use profanity, but you know what I'm saying? I don't have to, and that's opening up more doors for
Exactly,
me,
because you can
to
be,
do it,
at a wider audience. Just
Yeah,
like you said,
a
you can
wider
go into
variety of routes. I can
the
do it.
boardroom, or you can
Yeah,
head to the block,
period.
but you
I'm
gonna have
trying to
them
get that
laugh.
corporate money. You feel me?
Exactly. Okay.
You.
Cha-ching.
Damn.
Okay. So you said about when you transform into your character. So the minute the wig goes on, you feel totally different.
Totally different. But if I can say this, MeMaw is more of me than I am of me.
Okay, elaborate.
Because like I said, with the old spirit, like I write my jokes and people be like, they only like you because they think you're an old woman, but you're not really. I'm like,
No.
them jokes is from real life,
Right,
whether
no.
you know it or not.
Funny is
but
funny.
sometimes people listen to you. They listen to you more with that wig. Because if I
Right.
say it like this, they like, oh, she don't know nothing.
Right.
But to put on the wig,
Put that wig
on. They like, oh, okay, she know what
Yeah.
she's saying. You know what I'm saying? And my grade's coming in anyway, so period.
Right.
I do got it. Just ain't all the way here. I'm becoming MeMaw.
Right.
So that's the thing that people say, oh, you're not. But guess what? I'm only gonna get older. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just becoming MeMaw
Right.
of who it is. Eventually my hair gonna be all gray. And you know what I'm saying? I got the little grays up in the front, you know what I'm saying? But MeMaw is just me. When I write the jokes, that's them real jokes that I'm saying.
Right.
That's real stuff that I'm saying, but I'm just saying it with the wig on.
Right.
Girl,
Okay.
it don't matter if I have a gray wig, white wig, orange wig, purple wig, but it's something about that gray wig, period. Clock that T.
Clock
like
that.
the key say, clock that T.
Clock that.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter.
Right.
I do it in a wig cap.
Okay. Funny is funny.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, with that being said, of course, here at Lips and Lace Podcast, beauty meets bold conversation.
Okay.
So today, I wanted to know if I could put a wig on you and have you transform for us and turn into MeMaw.
Oh, for sure you can.
All right. Well, we have two options here. So I know that typically you go for the very curly, the big, the wavy, real grandma-esque, real MeMaw-esque wigs. So I have this one here today. It is from the Cutie Collection.
Period.
It is the CT187 in the style Mia.
187?
Yes.
187 on the undercover kind.
Yeah.
And it don't stop.
Because it's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And this is in the color 3T44. But since you here at Lips and Lace Podcast,
come on.
I just wanted to know if the Black Panther wanted to come out and show her face today and get a little jazz. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not go from Sugar Baby to YN.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To YN.
Exactly. So I also have this one to be featured today. This is from the Newborn Free Cutie 2 collection. It's the CTT 220 in the color MHP 1B Platinum. So you let me know. Where we going today?
We're going to go with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because the YNs be getting to me. You know what I'm saying? I like that little,
well, all right. That's all I needed to know. So what we're going to do, you guys, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install this wig on the beautiful Tareka, and we're going to transfer her into MeMaw, and we're going to finish out our interview with MeMaw on the set. All right? Let's go. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Lips and Lace Podcast. So we have reached our segment where we're going to go ahead and do an install today on Tareka, and we're going to transfer her into MeMaw. So again, she wanted to make sure that she could get it right for them YEs. So the wig that we're going to be using today is the Newborn Free Cutie 2 in the number CTT 220. And the color we have today is 1B Platinum. This is what the wig looks like on our mannequin. It is a full cap wig. So No lace today, but that's okay. This is a put on and go kind of unit. Put this on, style it to your light, and you go.
You can lace me.
Yes.
You say no lace, but she laced me on game. You feel me?
All right. Go ahead and hold that front, pull that front down for me.
Big head.
That's okay.
Put it on. Put it on.
How that feel?
Feel
It's
good to me.
secure?
Yeah. Yeah, we secure up in here. Let me it.
So this
Ooh.
definitely, we out here rocking our mullets together. This is definitely
You feel me?
a mullet style, but it's definitely jazzy and snazzy, okay? And you definitely gonna get you quite a few YNs when you step out in this, okay?
Oh! you see it pop my
No, come on, MeMaw! I'm
slide in my
crying.
DMs. You know you gotta slide in my DMs.
I'm crying. This is too cute.
You see it.
And we have the platinum for MeMaw because, of course, she has to give, fly granny. But we do keep this unit in multiple colors. So if you like the style, but you don't like the gray, you can always rock it in a different colorway, okay?
You
heard that. I'm a poet and I don't
you
even know
me?
it, okay?
You see it. You see what it is. You know what it is. Yeah.
Just like that.
Slide in my DMs. If it's major, hit me on my pager.
Okay.
You see it.
All right.
MeMaw Jankins is in the building. Don't call me a cougar. I'm a Black Panther.
Let me get you a mirror, MeMaw, so you can take a look.
Oh, take a look. Let me see what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing. I feel like a new one. You see it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Y'all see me? Stay tuned. Y'all finna open the you see me? It's giving. Oh, okay. You see it?
I can't wait to see MeMaw hit the stage with this thing, though.
This
is very much still giving that MeMaw flavor because it got that gray, but it's cute.
Oh, yeah, you see it.
It's cute. Okay, make sure y'all drop a comment. Y'all let us know, what do you think about this transformation? Let us know in the comments. Is MeMaw about to get her a few YNs? Let us know. Drop a comment right below.
Drop your number below if you want to holler.
And what you told them, if it's major, hit you on your what?
Hit me, you know what I'm saying? Not too young, you know what I'm saying? 30, you know what I'm saying? If you're 28, I might round you off to the nearest 100.
All right, y'all. Let's get back to the interview with MeMaw Jankins.
Yeah,
Well, all right, now we are officially back with MeMaw Jankins. Hey, MeMaw.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's my cousin on my Oakland side. You see it.
You looking too cute.
Got me right.
I'm loving that unit. It's really, really cute, but it's definitely giving that flavor that you need. So now, since I have you as MeMaw in character, I wanted to play a little game. I wanted to do some rapid, quick fire questions. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, sprinkle me, man.
Give me your worst hair fail.
Oh, child. My worst hair fail is when my wig slipped. The widow speak was speaking.
Oh, no.
I had to pull it back up. Yeah.
Oh, no. Favorite go-to hairstyle?
Favorite go-to hairstyle is ponytail.
Ponytail. Okay, we love us a good slick back pony.
Who ain't got no edges? And my edges back.
Okay.
And my edges back.
And you seen them earlier. We do sell edges here as well. At True Goddess Beauty Supply, we do have lace edges for you. So if you don't have none, but you want to get some, you can get you some, okay?
Get you some edges.
Now, last question. If you could have any celebrity's hair for a day, what celebrity would it be?
Oh. You know who I would say? None of the Tyler Perry characters.
Oh, none. Tyler, come see me.
Tyler, you get Drew right. Get Tyler, fly her in. Get her flued out.
We will get you in all of your actors together.
Tyler, but I love you, Tyler. But the wigs get flued out.
Okay.
We need to flew you out. I like Taraji when she be switching it up. Okay. Taraji P. TP be doing it.
We love us some Taraji.
I love me some TP.
Let me think. Who would I have? I think I would have to go with. Ooh, who we have? Who be having that hair slayed and laid?
Oh, Tiana Taylor do too.
Tiana Taylor. And she came
Taylor.
to my mind. She definitely always
Tiana
have her
Taylor,
hair slayed and laid. But also recently I had saw online how people were talking about those lace fronts back in the day that like Tyra Banks and Beyonce used to have because they were unclockable. So I think if I could have any celebrities, I would take it back to the 2000s era with Tyra Banks with those ventilated hairlines. That was given very much growing out of scalp. So
right.
That would be me.
Yeah, okay.
That would be me.
Right.
Okay. Thank you for participating in rapid fire questions. So, MeMaw, tell me, what does hair mean to you personally and creatively?
Hair means everything, especially as a Black woman, because if your hair ain't right,
we ain't right.
We ain't right.
We ain't right.
I'm fussing. Like, get out my. Everybody get out my face. If my hair ain't right.
Nothing's funny.
Ooh, nothing better than you sit go to a salon or go somewhere, and you give them a picture of what you want your hair and it don't look right, and you want to smack fire out of whoever. Ooh, I done had a whole attitude.
I know, but then I always I feel so bad. Like, so I'm like one of those ones where like, if it's not really right, I don't like speaking up. Like, well, let me say this. I used to not like speaking up.
I don't.
But nowadays, I'm going to say a little something like, you think you could, flatten it down a little bit on the side, or could you? Because it's just like, it's that confrontation,
No, that is true. That's why I started wearing wigs.
Right.
Some people mess me up, and some of them be, people that you're kind of close to, and like, this ain't what I asked for. Then I got to go to the beauty supply, and now I got to play around with it and fix it myself. Now I'm mad because I didn't pay you because I don't want a discount. I asked to pay full price. So I be hot. So that's why I just
the price is the price.
Throw on the wig, and I know you get me right every time. I be like, "This what I want, this what I need," and you go hook me up.
Right.
But if hair is real important,
it is,
especially to us, because baby, you know how you get dressed first by my hair.
Okay, and then
what my hair looks like. Then I wear the outfit according to that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because not every hair go with the outfit.
You are not lying.
You know what I'm saying? I get hair first. And then
outfit. No, but I agree. And especially because just as even though, we're here, we do our social media thing, but we are professional women first.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the times, as a professional woman, especially a professional Black woman, the hair is really crucial. Because just for me, the industry that I'm in, it's one where I'll just be honest, I really can't fully express myself by my hair due to the profession.
Right.
So that's why when I am, on the weekends and I'm here, I'm running my business. That's why you'll always see me play around with the different wigs and the different colors, because Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I have to be very, very, straight laced because I work in a very professional environment. So I think
that's true.
It's major,
That's true. I remember working at a job. It was a corporate job. And I kept on switching my wigs around, right? And Karen came up to me.
Right.
Y'all know Karen. Karen said, "I'm gonna need you to stop switching your hair around so much because I don't know who you are when you're here, and not supposed to. It's who I want to be. That's just your problem, not mine."
Right.
But she really was offended. Like, can you stop changing your hair up so frequently? No,
not at all.
And that's your problem, not mine.
And my job knows that about me.
Right.
Like they wait and want to see what hair is she coming in with next week. And I'm like, I'm gonna forever switch it up. So never try to figure out who I am. Don't ever try to clock me in my hairstyles because you'll never keep up.
Right.
You'll never keep up.
Ain't never keep up. And I hate the one. Is this your hair, girl? You know that.
Oh my goodness. How did I have long locks down to, the middle of my back last week, Karen, and then this week I have a freaking short pixie cut? Be real.
Exactly.
Please be real. If you see a Black woman in the office one week with one hairstyle and she comes in the next week with another hairstyle, do not ask her if it's her hair. Yes, it's her hair. She bought for it. She paid for it. Period. She had it installed or she did it herself. It's hers.
And we ain't the only ones that be wearing. Just so y'all know, we ain't the only ones wearing waves and wigs.
Nope.
It's a whole bunch of others out there that do it themselves.
Every woman
I seen a girl hair a ponytail flew off. And I said, that's why I got in trouble. That's
heartbreaking.
And I said, oh, they were doing a little secret in my dance. Oh, wow. Her ponytail flew off. I said, oh, y'all wear fake hair too?
That's my worst fear.
Got me in trouble.
That's my worst fear. Being somewhere and my hair flies off, ponytail not secured. So that's why I make sure I grab my bobby pins and my lace and my ponytail holders from True Goddess Beauty Supply, because my wig will never be insecure. Okay. So MeMaw, tell us, What keeps you inspired in comedy and in the culture in general?
What keeps me inspired is all of the people who I've influenced or touched, that when they send me the message or tell me that my comedy or my video helped them, and I had she had to be about 8 or 9 years old. I did an open mic for my friend and as MeMaw. And the little girl was in there. She was about 8 or 9 years old. She was there with her dad. And I was telling my jokes. And that little girl was talking back to me, cracking up. You would
Okay.
crack it up. And I'm like, I don't care if none of these adults, if I can reach a baby, because that's the future.
Right.
That inspires me that young people. One of my other friends, she called and said her grandbaby loves watching
Right.
videos, so that inspires me that it's a whole nother generation that's
Definitely.
loving me.
And you a MeMaw,
You
so
know what
at
I'm
that
saying? The
point you're
MeMaw,
playing the role of
yeah,
everybody's favorite granny,
granny. You know what
auntie,
I'm saying?
mama,
Absolutely.
cousin, church member. You encompass it all. So I
Absolutely.
like
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. So where do you see MeMaw in the next 5 years or so?
I see MeMaw. I want a children's book, so I'm working on the children's book. So get ready, y'all. Get it ready.
Okay.
I'm working on the MeMaw's children's book, right? And then I want to see MeMaw on TV. I just want her to go beyond a cartoon. I want a cartoon. I want everything.
She's going.
Because my father said I can have anything I want,
You
and I want to
can.
be beyond. MeMaw, I want to do everything.
And I see that for you totally.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, hilarious. The funnies don't stop. So since we're talking about TV shows, tell me this: if MeMaw, had a sitcom,
Ooh,
what would it be called and why?
that's a good question. That is a good question. I'm thinking of something like I'm going to MeMaw's house, or ooh, that's a good question. What is gonna be called? What is gonna be called? Because I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Uh, oh, that's a good question.
MeMaw Jankins and friends.
MeMaw,
Come on.
MeMaw Jankins and friends. Yeah, that
Yes.
is. That's what I call my page. That is. I
Exactly.
could translate that, huh?
Definitely,
All
because
right,
if
we're
it's
gonna
a
speak that in the
sitcom,
atmosphere. We're gonna put that in the atmosphere.
it's out there.
Thank you, God.
From our lips to his
Okay,
ears.
so you and guess who's doing my hair? Period. Guess who's coming in?
Hello.
Clock that T. Tell somebody. You know what I'm saying? She getting flued out.
Fly me out. Fly me out,
Don't nobody. I want. You already know who coming.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, since we're already on the topic of sitcoms and television shows, I did see you in your starring role, right? Because to me, when you came on the screen, honey, you were a star.
Thank you.
In the Tubi original Catfish.
Yes.
Tell us, what was it like filming that movie and embodying that role?
It was so much fun. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Eduardo Castillo, the director, for allowing me to be a part of it, and my girl Jonez Kane. Give a shout out to her because she's a woman of her word. She said, when I'm ready to start back acting, she got me.
Okay.
And when I told her I was ready, she had me.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a major role. You see my name?
Major. I'm talking about literally as soon as the movie comes on, like literally they're starting, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I hear this ever familiar voice, right? Because MeMaw's voice and just the way that you talk in that character is so distinct to me, right?
Yeah.
And she come out and I'm in my house like, that's my girl. I'm looking like, and I'm cracking up, and it's still even true to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because even with the movie, because for those, the movie does have a little profanity, right? So, but for you and your character, no curse words. You kept it true to yourself and to who you were. And so that just speaks volumes to me for you and the character of MeMaw. Because again, it doesn't matter where you're at or where you're surrounded by. You stay true to that. So
right. And thank you. And thank you for saying that. And I'm working on some more films right now.
Yeah.
And when one of the guys sent me over had some, some profanity in it. And I said, before I even commit myself, are you okay if I change, the words around? He was like, acting is acting. So whatever you want to do. And that's what I appreciate when, directors and producers allow me to,
be yourself.
be who true I am, true to myself. And so I truly appreciate that. And I mean, even, some of the things that you see in that movie, that's some of the stand-up that I wrote. So he would allow
Right.
me to do it there. So I'm like, oh, look at God, okay.
Okay.
Because some people are like, don't change the words of nothing. The way I wrote it is
That's
the
how
way
I
I
wrote
wrote it.
it, right?
And he like,
Ike Turner.
do you have fun? And he enjoyed it. He was cracking up and he appreciated it. And so I'm like, I'm good. So I
Right.
appreciate that. Yes.
We love that. Again, we love the fact that they allowed you that space to be you because that character, she's true to herself. Like MeMaw is a no nonsense, tell it like it is, out there in your face kind of character. So the fact that you were able to speak up, they heard you and they allowed you to do that. I loved it. I'm gonna have to watch it again. So
Thank you.
again, that was Catfish out on Tubi.
Hey, that should have
MeMaw
maybe should
Jankins.
have.
Yes, too sweet. Okay.
Let's let
Yes.
that say it again.
So MeMaw, go ahead and tell me and tell the people what are some of the next upcoming things that you have, where you gonna be, give us some shows, some projects, what you got in the works.
So I have a Mother's Day event on Friday, which is in Oakland. You can find that on my page. And then I'll be in Sacramento with Buddy. Buddy's I'm probably saying it wrong, but you can check on my page the Uli Theater in Sacramento. I'll be there, and I have a lot of events that are coming up. Just got I'm about to tell y'all something. Not everybody know this. I don't
Oh,
even
we
know if
got
I'm supposed to say
exclusive
that.
exclusive.
Exclusive. MeMaw is gonna be in Pittsburgh for the Juneteenth.
Come on,
We gonna be in the bird. We gonna be in the bird.
yes.
So just stay tuned. I have some upcoming shows. Just come to my page.
Okay, well
Follow.
tell the
I'm
people
posting
where they
there.
can find you,
You
MeMaw.
can find me at it's MeMaw 510 ITSMEMAW 510. You can find me there on TikTok. Follow me there, but don't follow me home because if you follow me home, I will drop you like it's hot.
Okay,
Follow
and
me on
that's
social
on
media. Don't come to my
period.
house. Don't come to my
Well,
house.
you heard it here. We're gonna go ahead and drop it and put her socials below. I mean, really, MeMaw, it's been a time. I really am so appreciative. I'm so thankful to have you here with us today. I'm glad that we were able to pick your brain and just really just get down to the heart of it. Because like I said, tonight's episode was how your hair is your identity. And for you, when you transform and you put on that wig, it truly does transform your identity because you go from being Tareka to MeMaw. And that's major. So we appreciate having you here today.
I appreciate you. I mean, as soon as we met, it
Yes,
was like,
instant
boom,
connection.
instant connection, your energy, your
Thank
love.
you.
You all about inspiring our women.
Yes.
You're going to make sure we look right.
Because when you
I
look
really
good, you
love you.
feel
Feel me?
good.
And it is, I just really appreciate, I'm so proud of you because at the
Aww.
beginning of the year, we talked about taking
We
it on to the
did.
next level. And baby, we level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. You
And
too.
may it just continue. May God continue to
Thank you.
bless
He
you.
will. Both of us, okay? We're going to
Yeah.
take that Oakland flavor.
Hey, you know what I'm
We
saying?
out here in the
Hey,
valley in Stockton, California, trying to put some of that Bay Area, Oakland, real town biz on it.
You
So
feel me?
that's all we're here to do. So I thank you and the same to you because you going far. Your
Thank
star
you.
rising.
Thank
you
you.
going up.
I appreciate you. And y'all tap in.
Tap in.
Get it. She'll get you right every time.
Every time.
Every time. She got me right every time.
Every time. All right, y'all. So that's going to be the end of our very first episode of Lips and Lace Podcast. Make sure you tune in to the next episode to figure out what guests I got coming up next. Again, you can find us on all social media platforms at Lips and Lace Podcast. If you yourself also want to be a guest on Lips and Lace Podcast, check out our Instagram, click the submission form link, fill it out, send it our way, and we'll reach out to you. I'm your girl, Jamisha, better known as the Beauty Mogul Goddess, and this has been Lips and Lace.
Hey,
Mwah.